back, guys, with the second video, continuing where we left off from. New York, New York. Let's get into the next page. Yeah, we got some delicious ladies right here dancing. A little bit of fan service for you. And it's, I'm pretty sure, I'm showing my pictures of Alexia for you to tell that's her. And she's here dancing with her older sister. She's gonna get more into her introduction later. Oh man, I can't clear my throat for the life of me. And then Alexia's keeping count in her head. Just a little 1, 2, 3. And then her sister's like, no, stop the track. And kill the music. And Alexia's like, what the fuck? And like, what's the issue now? And her sister is pissed about her taking the lead in the dance sequence when it's her choreography. So Alexia should be following and not leading. But it's not really her style, as you'll learn later as this story progresses. And then one of her sister's things is ranting in Portuguese. Because I mentioned earlier, I believe, when I introduced the lead six, Alexia is Brazilian Egyptian. So naturally, I wanted them to have, well, I wanted her in general to be, multilingual in some way. And so she speaks Portuguese, but, more throughout the whole series so far, she just speaks nothing but English. But her sister, on the other hand, when she goes on those rants, she's full on Brazilian. And then Alexia gets pissed at that. She says, "Oh, shut up! You sound just like mom." And then she's pretty much just antagonizing, being the bitchy little sister she is. And then let's see. Her sister says, "You see, your problem is you always make everything about you, every damn time. Besides, this was mom's idea." And then she says, "I told her I could have did this by myself." And then she just slumps against the wall, just ending the argument, cooling her jets. And Alexia's over here just thinking to herself, I am so fucking pissed right now. And she's like, she's like, both of them are trying to be the bigger man here. So she looks over, and she says, I ain't having a sense of morality, because she knows she wants to help, but, she also just wants to leave and, just get the hell out of there. And then she's like, she paces a little bit, and she's like, okay, let's try again. We can't get it to work, we'll leave it as it is. And then her sister's like, follow my lead. And then right here, just a little digression, not a moment later, she's like, Cristo! And little translation, that's just Jesus in Brazilian. That's her sister going off again. She's like, you did it again! And Alexia's like, forget it, I'm done. And she storms out. And, well, she's about to storm out. I forgot about this page. And she's like, you're storming off? I'm the one who needs to be pissed. You don't know how to follow. Not for one fucking song. And Alexia's like, for once you're right. And she's like, I don't follow. And she's like, not like you didn't know that already. Have fun. And then they're in a dance studio, and normally, they have all those mirrors around. So her sister kicks one in and just, fuck! And you see that in the back of her and the glass breaking. And then we get the official debut of Alexia. And the background is the city, and it's snowing pretty damn heavily. So all the little specks and spots. And here Alexia just, she's doing her own introduction here. Well, right now she's just thinking, what snow is really coming down out here. And you'll be able to see it better when you read the actual story, but right here, in her breath, I put damn cold. And then, Alexia, she's more of a summer person, so obviously winter's not her cup of tea. And then she introduces herself. My name's Alexia. That was my older sister, Raquel. And she's a professional dancer and choreographer. I dance too, but just for fun. I like to party. And she parties hardy. And here we have her. That's her pocket right there. She's just digging in to grab her keys. And jingles. They come out. She's stepping down there, down the stairway to their garage. And the cars are shadowed right here. Yeah, cars. And those are all hers or theirs. I haven't figured out which one has more. She clicks the car, and each one chirps, and the engines roar. And they say a little bit about their dad. Our dad is an architect and an archaeologist. And he's been the archaeologist part is more of a hobby, but so he's more of an architect. And I skipped it in the last page, but the dance studio they were in is owned by their mom. These girls are born with, platinum spoons in their mouths. Not silver, platinum. And he says with the architecture thing, he helped my mom design her schools, her dance schools, because her mom is also a professional dancer and choreographer, which is why, Raquel is kind of following suit too. And, why Alexia can dance as well. It's kind of genetic. And here's I like this little scene right here where she says, she looks at the cars and just, she's too pissed to even sit behind the wheel right now. So she's like, I don't feel like driving all of a sudden. I should take Rock's whip just to piss her off, just to spite her. And it's like, I made it for her. I can do whatever I want. And that's another thing. If I just not mention in the next page, I'll get back to it. And hold on a minute. No, it's not mentioned. It's in her bio though, so I don't mind telling you right now. I'll explain this page in a bit. But the whole thing about her making cars is that's one of her specialties. She's a great mechanic. She can build her own cars from scratch. And as you learn more about her, more of that part of her will come into play. So, aside from her being a dancer and obviously a practitioner of Muay Thai, well, she's actually a master. And she says she loves fighting in general. Naturally, you need a badass ass kicker in a story, and that's the role Alexia plays. And so I got hooked on it, and I haven't stopped. I've been practicing Muay Thai and other martial arts since I was 8. And that's just little scenes of her training. She's hitting a heavy bag, and this is when she's younger, obviously, but her cutting her hair ties into her own little personality, and that'll be explained throughout the series. I hate saying that because it's like, it's good to have something to look forward to, but I don't like being so vague, so sorry about that. And then down here, she says, so it's been about 10 years now. She's the same age as me and Mondo, but her birthday is actually, it's January 1st. She's born right on that little point between years. So right now she's still 18, but it doesn't really matter. She's basically 19 throughout the whole story. And here she's just thinking to herself, and she says she was with her mother at first, traveling around, but she got tired of sleeping on planes and decided to hang out with Raquel until her mom made her way back to New York, and she'd hop back on a plane and go wherever. And those are just some, and it sounds rude, but those are just some homeless people I threw in right there. And she's looking at the firing barrel and the two people, the little baby around it. She's feeling sorry for him because she's got everything she needs. And so just another view of the city. She's in New York here. She says, I'm packing my shit and going to Cali. My mom's best friend, Rosalind, lives there. And she's taken care of me and Raquel countless times and treats us as her own. So, adios, New York. And she says, gotta hit up the malls one last time and shower. We have our own planes. And then so she's like, I can leave whenever the hell I want, So, of the view of the city. And she says, but I will wait until the snow settles before I take off. And we get to, oh, still going. Just a little more narration, and these guys, these two strangers walk by. She's just stretching, and they stop and turn to her. Here, and the big guy up front, he reaches behind into his back pocket and pulls out some cash. I'll let you guys mind wander as to what the cash is for. And Alexia obviously knows what it's for, and she's like, guess my run will come after this. You know, instead of driving, she's gonna just run back to wherever they're staying currently. That's the end of her introduction. And next we get to LA. This one came out okay, but as well as I made New York look, I could still say this could have came out better, but I'm happy with it. And we got the house, and there's a pool right there. And there's the inside. There's a hallway. And here we have somebody walking in. And it's her parent, of course. I mean, obviously. She puts her coat on the rack, takes out her, that's her hairpin, yeah, and takes off her bracelets. She shakes her hair a little bit, so, you know, she can see her hair was tied down by this, so she just shakes it out and, you know, lets her hair down. And then she just says, everyone's in their rooms. Well, almost everyone. There's a little candle lit, which is a little foreshadowing of the scene that's about to come. And she's like, I'll get dinner ready. Next scene, here, she just snap, snaps her fingers, and voila, table is done. She's like, that didn't take long. She chuckles. So yeah, it wasn't obvious. She knows magic. So naturally, you'll learn more about her later, because I do have her in the story further down the line. She is one of my top favorite characters. I just love drawing her because of the way her hair and her eyes look. So yeah, I'm getting to her in a little bit. You'll find out who she is. And she's like, stairs. I've seen enough stairs in my life. Little things like that play a decent part in my story, so naturally right now it just seems like random talk, but most of it will be brought to light. She knocks on the door, and the girl here says, come in. And boom, it's her. This is Yuan. And the lady who opened the door said, dinner's ready. Your favorite's on the table. And she's happy about it. You know, you spoiled me. I'll be down there in a bit. She goes to the next room. Knock, knock. Here we find Nozomi. And they'll be explained a bit more in the pages to come. So, but right now, she's just letting everybody know that dinner's ready. She's walked down another hallway. There's a picture on the wall. I have a mystery guide thus far. Not much of a mystery, but I'm just trying to let the chapter explain itself, you know. Here we find Serenity's debut. She says her full name right here. My name is Heisei Hakuryu Zhang. And she says, but I prefer people to just call me. And then the door opens, Serenity. And here she was staring at that picture that was shown last page, and the tears were welling up. But as soon as the lady opened the door, you know, she pretty much fought him back entirely. And here, I'll just say it now, that's Serenity's mother. Her name is Zhao. And Serenity just narrates that Yuan and Nozomi are her caretakers. And one little thing I did, you know, like most people who watch anime, they pick up, you know, certain Japanese words that they just know by heart after so long. So, Yuan and Nozomi, Yuan being Chinese, but both of their names mean hope. So, that's a little thing I wanted to throw in. I don't use too many cliche trends. I try to avoid them. I want to be as original as possible, but that's one thing that I don't mind keeping. And that just shows them when they're younger. And we get to the next page. And then that's naturally all the pictures I've shown of Serenity. When they're in color, her hair is jade colored, so that explains that right there. And she's just telling Serenity that dinner's ready. The man in the picture is Serenity's mother and Serenity's father, and naturally her mother's husband. And she just says, because Serenity's like mopes in front of that picture quite often because she misses her dad. So her mom says, "I miss him too," and Serenity just walks out the room. And here everybody, Nozomi in particular, is chowing down. And I wrote here just edible ecstasy. She's in love with every bite. And then right there, just an explosion for her taste buds. It just says sensational. Man, I just had something to drink, but my damn throat won't clear. This is insane. Kind of annoying now. And although this is an everyday thing, it still pisses off Nozomi because she's just annoyed by it. But Serenity and Jolly are just, they know it's a usual thing, so it doesn't bug them. And then here they just have a little back and forth, just talking. And I love that scene right there. That gets me every time. And that's just, Jolly is a drinker. Not like an alcoholic, but she loves her wine. That's her pouring herself another glass. And just, they're having just common conversation anybody would have at a dinner with their family. And there's the table, just the entrees, and they're just asking Jolly's asking everybody how their day went, and so on and so forth. And then Jolly's hitting on the heavy parts, so Nozomi and Yuan leave the table to give them some time to talk. And Serenity's birthday is also coming up on, when did I have, her birthday is the 31st. So her and Alexia's birthdays are, right next to each other. And Serenity's very independent. She's living in LA with just Nozomi and Yuan while her mom lives in China. And her mom just wants more time with her, so she's asking her if she'll come back, put her studies on hold. And that's another one thing. It's another trend I don't want to follow, but back then it made more sense to me. Plus, after I built up the story, Serenity is like the only genius I have in the story thus far. I don't like using the term genius, but she honestly is. She has, for her age of 16, she has some incredible credentials. So she is in fact, a genius, not just when it comes to fighting, but in general. She's extremely smart. And she's having a little flashback right here. That's her. I don't know how old I'd have her in that picture, but she's very young. And going back for a second, in contrast to Alexia, who's a summer person, we got snowflakes here, just showing that she's more of a winter person. She loves the cold. And then Serenity here says in the past page, Jolly brings up the fact that she stares at the picture so often of her dad, and she's like, "I bet you stare at the picture, every day." And Serenity's just like, "Well, it's better if it was better when I was talking to him and not just talking about him." She misses him very badly, and she's pretty much done with the talk. She keeps it respectable, even though she has snapped at her mom quite a few times. But she just bows and says thank you. And, she goes outside to get some air, and she just goes out to look at the flowers. Her mother's big on gardens, so naturally the whole yard is filled with various exotic flowers, and those two come out just to check on her. And then she just thinks to herself, like, why she came to LA, of all places, just to get on her own. And she's like, I honestly hate the heat and the smog, but she follows her instincts, which also is another little telltale sign that's gonna be, it's gonna grow throughout the series. That's gonna be one of her strong suits. So, and she says, she trusts her instincts, but she just kind of second guesses herself and says, remember, they were wrong this time. And that's, that's another change right there. It's from, another scene. And just introduces Jolly saying, thanks for reading. And, hope you're enjoying. Can't get enough of her. I love this woman. and the next scene, that's that one more Serenity. And if you're enjoying these vids, I can still show you more. I can show you at least the next scene if you really like to see it, just to give you a little bit more. But that's not giving away any big spoiler alerts. It's just the next scene is still pretty cool. So but anyway, that's the introductions of the lead 5, as it were, since Robin doesn't show up until the end of the chapter, as I mentioned before. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. So, see you later.